Okay, this question says determine the force, so we're looking for F. If the impact lasts 0.75 seconds and brings a 2,000 kilogram car from 60 miles per hour to a stop. So I'm going to go ahead and just underline that because you should know by now that miles per hour is not something that we deal with, and you should be able to recognize that's something we're going to have to convert. So we're going to be we're trying to relate force, okay, to time, to impact, and all those things. So we're going to say Ft equals mvf minus mvi. Now, I don't know for sure that that's the formula that I'm going to use, but it's the one that makes sense with the most variables that I have, and it does allow me to calculate force. So basically what we have is we have a car that's crashing into, say, a wall, and the force is going to be exerted in this direction to bring the car to a stop. So you have an initial velocity, and then it says it brings the car to a stop, so our final velocity is going to be 0. Because you're changing the velocity to the left, the force has to be to the left as well. And a lot of people say, what do you mean I'm changing the velocity to the left? The velocity comes to a stop. Yes, but it's becoming more and more left. If it was right to begin with, increasing to the left actually causes it to come to a stop. So we say, what information do we have? We have the time is 0.5 seconds. We have that the mass of the car is 2,000 kilograms. We have that it comes to a stop, so we know the final velocity is 0. And we know that the initial velocity is 60 miles per hour, which to convert, you should know by now that converting miles per hour, you multiply by 1,600, divide by 3,600, and you get 26.7 meters per second. All right, so now we've identified our given. We can plug everything in. We can say, all right, Ft equals mvf minus mvi. Or divide both sides by t, and basically what you have is F equals ma. Because this right here represents A now, with the mass, of course, being out there. But this is the form that I want it to be in, so I would say F equals 2,000 times 0 minus 2,000 times, okay, now in this case you can't forget the negative 26.7, excuse me, I already did the negative, 26.7 over t. So now we plug in our numbers into the calculator. We say 2,000 times 0, 0. So what I have is negative 2,000 times 26.7 divided by 0.75. And you get an answer that's negative 71,200 newtons. And people usually have an issue with that. They say, well, how can I get a negative force? That doesn't make any sense. Remember, look at our original diagram. We said that I was moving in a positive 60 miles per hour here. The force is in the opposing direction. So the fact that I got a negative just tells me that I'm moving in the opposite direction. Now, if the question were to ask, what is the magnitude of the force? You would, of course, answer this as positive 71,200 because magnitude is an absolute value of whatever vector value you're given.